Welcome to How to Enhance Your Consciousness with Highvibe. What does that mean? Enhance your consciousness? Well, to enhance means to amplify, to increase your ability. And what is your consciousness? Well, that is your awareness. It's your ability to make choices. It's your intention here in this physical reality. So I'm giving you a tool in a video here to enhance your consciousness. So that's Highvibe. Okay, let's get started. About the speaker. My name is Brett Wilson, aka Bobby the Good. I'm the founder of Highvibe, and I've been working on this for 4+ years. It's an honor to share this with you. I trust you'll do good with it. So welcome to Highvibe. This is a saying I like to say. If life is a virtual game, then Highvibe is a tool to better play it. But it's up to you to press start. So in this video, I'm going to give you a tool to better play the game of life, but it's up to you to play it better, to make that choice, okay? So our mission, just a little reminder, if you don't know, our mission as Highvibe, it's to harmonize the spiritual and the scientific to enable consciousness technology. So this is our first attempt at sharing with you our consciousness technology product, and that is Highvibe. So what will you get today with this video? You will get the Highvibe Toolkit set up. I'll share with you how to set up a toolkit. You'll get a personal practice, how to practice functional meditation or connection to source. You'll get a daily connect plan. So that is a daily practice to evolve and enhance your consciousness. It's a plan of action. And you'll get a community path to join our mission, okay? To come and be a part of our team, to be a part of our early user group. I want you to join us. Come on board, come help us. So our promise to you, if you do join and come help us, you'll get more focus, signal, and flow using our simple daily practice loop. That is my promise to you. I need your help. Come join. You'll only improve your life. Do you want to enhance or not? That is the question. All right. So with Highvibe, we're here to introduce a new story for humanity. And that story is life as a virtual game. So we have an origin story, and that is that I've been working 4+ years with this practice and tool. That is Highvibe, and it still works like magic. So it's a new tool, okay? So Highvibe is a software update, new mental programming, plus sound technology with a 10-minute daily practice. So we give you a new mental program and we give you a hardware/tool, and that is what we're about to share. The Highvibe app is coming soon, all right? So you get a new tool and you get a new perspective. Highvibe, we're here to provide you with a new perspective. Okay, so if we live in a virtual game, if life is a virtual game, well, then you kind of have to understand that the player playing the avatar in the game is our consciousness, okay? So the player is our consciousness. The avatar, this physical vessel I'm in here, that's our body, right? So the player's consciousness, the avatar is our body. So our consciousness is just playing our body here. In this entire world that we're living in, that you're sharing with me here, is a rendered or information-based virtual reality. So we render this reality. The consciousness is the player, and our avatar is our body, okay? So what is the whole purpose of life as a virtual game? Well, we introduce a new purpose, right? And that is to lower entropy, which means to become love. And what is love? Love is coherence, clarity, compassion, etc. Become kinder, be more positive. So the life's purpose we introduce with Highvibe, although it's been here before, but with Highvibe, we want to reaffirm it to society that the purpose of being here is evolving personal consciousness towards love. Life is a personal journey, and you're here to become love. That is the point of this game. All right. So how do you become love? How do you lower your entropy? How do you enhance your consciousness? Well, you need a daily practice. So here's some inspiration, okay? So here's some changes you'll notice after 2 to 4 weeks. Some expected outcomes, okay? You're going to notice your focus enhance. Your mood will stabilize. You'll have mood stability. You'll find creative flow very easily. You can tap into that creative flow state, and you'll feel like you have guided decisions. All the decisions and choices you're making, whether it's personal or professionally, feel guided from a higher power, something that can see the overall projection of where things are going, okay? So remember, evolution takes time, okay? So consistency is greater than intensity. A 10-minute daily practice is better than meditating for 8 hours one day. This is a daily practice. It's designed to fit into your life. Gentle reminder, small wins compound. Okay. So even if you just get a little win in one day, that compounds over time. So set realistic expectations with your exploration. If you're watching this, you might be new to Highvibe. You might be new to meditation. You might be new to just consciousness. So just set a realistic expectation with your exploration. You're not going to become some guru, enlightened being that can move things with their mind right away, right? You're here to learn a practice and then learn how to use your consciousness. And then from there, learn how to become a kinder person. And then eventually the world's your oyster. You can use your intention to influence probabilities and your intuition to know pretty well any piece of information you need to know. So yeah, gentle reminder, small wins compound, start lightly, tread lightly. And some personal inspiration stories. I'm Brett Wright. And so I like to listen to the 10-minute audio file you'll learn about once a day. It's just like my thing. That's my thing. Get the 10 minutes in. Good. Donna, our co-founder here, she likes to listen to the 30-minute meditation file. She likes to dive deep when she has time. She has kids, so she can't always get a daily 10-minute in like a rigid routine like I do. Donna, she'll do the 30-minute one when it works. And then the newest users, for example, individuals are coming in here trying to get better at meditating more. So they're just trying to learn how to meditate. So maybe they're using it once a day, the 30-minute once a day, versus me. I know how to meditate. I'm just getting utility. Some individuals are looking for a shorter practice. So I've shared the 10-minute one so that they actually can fit their spiritual practice into their day. Okay, so to practice Highvibe, to use Highvibe as a tool to enhance your consciousness, you're going to need to get access to the Highvibe Toolkit, okay? So to get access to the Highvibe Toolkit, you got to sign up on our website, tryhighvibe.com. It's super simple and it's free. And then I'll invite you to the Google Drive folder. I have not figured out a way to automate it yet, but the app's coming soon, so that doesn't really matter, okay? So you want to get access to the audio files right now, okay? So when you sign up and you get invited, you're going to get the connect audio files, as you can see here, and the focus audio files, okay? And then equipment you'll need to set up with your toolkit, a phone and in-ear headphones, okay? So either over or in your ear, because the brainwave sound technology you're going to learn about does require headphones, okay? And even just these Apple earbuds work. These are my favorite, actually. So any headphones work. It doesn't have to be super special. Just in or over ear for the brainwave technology to work. And then I like to recommend using, if you are using your phone, put it on airplane mode and when meditating to reduce interruptions. Obviously, if you're listening to this focus audio file, I'll explain, which is for work, you may need your Wi-Fi. Okay, so let's set up your toolkit together. If you already have your toolkit set up, feel free to skip ahead from this part, but I'm going to introduce and share with anyone new how to set up this Highvibe toolkit you see right here, okay? So you're going to get an email from me saying you're now invited to the Highvibe Toolkit. So go to your email or open up your Google Drive folder and you can go to your shared with me. But so go to the email, open up your Google Drive, make sure you have the Google Drive app on your phone and then open it up, okay? So you're going to get to the toolkit. All right. It's going to look something like what's over here. All right. So you'll see there's the connect 10-minute MP3, the connect 30-minute MP3 in this focus file, okay? So that's the Highvibe Toolkit. Ready? So what we're going to do is click the 3 bubbles on the top right corner. All right, so that's gonna give you this. Right? You have settings now, okay? So you're gonna go 3 down and click add to start. All right, that's the first step. Add to start. Should look like this. The yellow star there. All right. Now, this is a fun piece. I like to say, choose a color. So I like orange and red. So just choose a color so that it feels like it is your folder. Now that you've chosen the color, we're going to click on the 3 dots beside each audio file, or at least the first 2 connect. All right, and we're going to click add offline access. Choose offline access. So that's 4 down. And why do you do that? Well, sometimes when you're meditating, if you're streaming the audio files, it will stop. So this puts the audio file onto your mobile device. And then now you have it there. You don't need to worry about it. It's there. There's no streaming. You have it offline. So if you want to go meditate without data or just in the forest and turn your phone off, you need this. Okay. And now you're going to go, you have the files stored offline. You're ready to meditate. You have your headphones. You have the toolkit set up. Now you're going to put the app on your home screen, or at least wherever's most accessible, right? Because this is now your meditation app. This is your tool to use Highvibe. I open it daily. I open it, 10-minute connect to source daily. The app is coming, but for now, this is all you need, okay? So you've set up your Highvibe Toolkit. Congratulations. It's quite simple. If you need help, we'll run weekly onboarding sessions, and just message me and I can always share more insight. Okay, so let's talk about the audio files you'll find in the toolkit here. I've already mentioned their names. They have two different intentions, connect and focus, okay? So the connect intention is for functional meditation, accessing the theta state, the theta brainwave state. That is the meditative state of consciousness. So you're using the connect audio files to get to the meditative theta state of consciousness, okay? And then the focus audio file is white pink noise for deep work sprints. So it's not for meditation, it's for focusing, it's for doing computer work or anything in the physical matter reality. You're actually entering into alpha beta states with this audio file. So one's for meditation, one's for focus work, okay? For example, some daily use cases. The Connect 10-minute audio file I listen to every morning for 10 minutes. I get it in, boom, bing, bang. Donna likes the Connect 30-minute audio file. And she doesn't have a rigid schedule or time like me every morning to meditate because she has kids, like I've mentioned. So she likes the 30-minute one just whenever she can do it. Sometimes I'll listen to the 30-minute one. If I want to go deeper, I'll go to 17 minutes and just kind of end it at that point. And then the focus audio, I like to listen to that to work. I like to just use the 1 hour to focus and make sure I'm sprinting with my work or being productive. Or sometimes I'll listen to it for like 10 or 15 minutes just to get my mind into an alpha beta state. And then I don't want any noise, so I'll just put it away. Yeah. All right, so let's get into this audio technology. How does it work? Well, this audio technology is known as brainwave entrainment. As you can see in the image over here, the brainwave entrainment for the Connect file, this is how it works. It uses 100 hertz in one ear and 104 hertz in the other ear. And the way that works is your mind picks up the 4 hertz difference from the 100 and 104. And that's what entrains your brain waves, or both hemispheres of your mind, into that 4 hertz state. And that 4 hertz is the theta state, 4 to 7 hertz. So the story of this sound technology, I like to go into this a little bit. There is a fun story. Like I said, I'm the founder of Highvibe. I've been working on this for 4+ years. It was in January 2021. I was meditating and I set the intention that I was going to find something that I could build a tool with, build the company around, etc. So I set that intention in my meditation. I was meditating in the forest here in the Blue Mountains, Ontario, and there's 2 rivers going by me. So it's kind of like there was a brainwave. There's 2 different sounds coming in. So I was getting it. And I set this intention. And then within a month, I found the Monroe Institute website I was on. I found 4 different audio files. I was like, these look good. I'm going to buy them. 3 of the 4 had voiceovers. So I didn't really like that. I didn't like listening to someone else while I was meditating. And then the 4th one, the Conscious Connection, it didn't have any voiceover. It was just rain, thunder, animals, ambiance, right above the binaural beat soundtrack. And I really liked that because I felt like it was intuitive. I didn't have to go with some strict, rigid thing. And I've never been one to follow rules. So I just like the no voice. And so that's the audio file. And ever since then, I've been listening to the same one. It still works. And I've built all this while using this tool with this sound technology. Okay, so how does the sound tech work? I've already explained it a little bit, but to get to the real foundational process, it electrically stimulates the nervous system into a specific brainwave state, okay? So yes, it's sound tech, but it's actually electrically stimulating your nervous system. So that's why you need the in-ear headphones or over-ear headphones for this effect, okay? And so the length, like I've mentioned, of the audio files, it's 10 and 30 minutes for meditation. It's functional meditation is what I'm going to teach you. And I don't think you need any more than that with this sound technology. Buddhist monks said they could do what they spent their whole life with in 2 weeks using this sound tech. So you really don't need more than 10 or 30 minutes. It's good. And then the 60 minutes for focus, I think is just a perfect amount of time for work sprints, etc. So it fits real life. The audio technology fits real life. These sound files fits real life and provides for a flexible routine. There's no rigidity here. So like I was saying, the sound tech is functional, not fluffy. This isn't like Calm or Headspace. Okay. This is for usefulness in daily life, functionality. That's why we use the audio technology, not just sounds to relax you, but actually electrically stimulating your nervous system to achieve outcomes. So one thing I like to note too is that a lot of people in our early community are aware of the Monroe Institute and what they've built in terms of their sound technology, and Tom Campbell and what he's done with binaural beats, training people to go out of body. The Connect audio file you get in the Highvibe Toolkit, our meditative audio file for the practice of functional meditation, is not designed for going out of body, rather for functionality here in the physical reality to connect to source. So with your meditation practice, you're not trying to go fly around the astral. You're trying to connect to source, get functionality, and then come back here into physical reality and have a positive influence using your consciousness. All right. So you've just learned how the audio technology works. You've gotten your Highvibe Toolkit set up. Now it's time for a mental software update, okay? New mental programming to better interact and enhance your consciousness. You're going to enhance your consciousness. Now you need to interact with reality to make better choices, etc. You need a new mental software update, and this is virtual idealism, okay? So on a high level, this is higher level awareness and understanding, okay? So that is that we live in a virtual game, and this is the beginning of our attempt to create a decentralized user-validated theology, okay? So we are trying to prove and validate that we live in a virtual game, that consciousness is the operating system. And over time, we're building an empirical database that will validate this over like a 20-year period, okay? So trends that are aligning with where we're going. Technoscience, okay? So all branches of science are evolving towards information science. For example, biology. Right now, the top scientists in biology are all trying to get to the smallest point of reality. What's the smallest point in matter? It's atoms. It's even smaller. And then once you get to the smallest point, it's just ones or zeros. It's just probability. Is it there or is it not there? Because if you keep looking, you might actually find nothing. So is it a physical matter thing or is it not there? The closer you smaller down you get, that's what's happening right now. So meaning everything's either a 1 or a 0. So it's all funneling into information science. Okay. And so if everything's moving into information science, all sciences are evolving to information science. That means information theory holds some weight. And with information theory, there's something called entropy, the second law of thermodynamics. And what that states is that a system will either evolve or de-evolve in terms of its entropy. So raising entropy is de-evolution and lowering entropy is evolution. A system will evolve or de-evolve depending on the work being done to the system. So the purpose with information theory of our virtual game is to lower entropy. And what does that mean? That means to become love, for more communication, more compassion, more harmony, more clarity. That's low entropy. That helps a system evolve. More on that at another point, but the point of everything we're working on here, this new mental software, the fact that we can interact with the reality, as you see with this meme up here, that is the double-slit experiment. When scientists were looking at the experiment, they rendered with the double-slit experiment, they rendered physical matter. They saw the atoms go through the two slits. They sent two light particles through two slits. And when they were observing, they could see the particle when they were doing the experiment. And then when the scientists weren't observing, they rendered waves. So there was no physical matter reality when the individual wasn't looking, right? So we're trying to inspire a collective mindset shift here with Highvibe, from default physical reality and materialism to consciousness-centered, information-based virtual reality. You can understand that with the double-slit experiment, but we're actually giving you tools to go validate it yourself through your personal experience. MBT, we've built on top of, that's our open source code, and virtual idealism, like I've mentioned, that's where we're going. That's the end state 20 years down here. We have a user-validated, decentralized theology that every individual user is contributing through their personal journey, through their personal experience. So we want to shift everyone from the idea that we live in this physical reality to the idea that we live in an information-based, consciousness-focused reality, because then that means the point of being here due to information theory is to become love. And if you notice, all techno-science is all moving to this. So eventually we need a new system, a new tool, a new way to play the game here so that we all evolve with love. Okay, so to do that, we need a next level practice. That's what we're about to share with you. It's a daily practice of connection to source. Okay, what is source? That is the awareness. That is everything. That is, some people would call it God, but source, the source of our virtual reality, the system rendering our reality that we're here. We're just an individuated piece of source, and we're here experiencing source. We're going to connect to source. That's what I'm about to teach you how to do. And when you do that, it allows you to interact with our virtual game. Okay, so let's continue. When you get to using Highvibe and you start your practice, well, you're going to learn how to access and utilize new consciousness capabilities with your consciousness, okay? And you can think of that, if we live in an information-based reality, everything's ones and zeros, we like live in a coded reality. Well, your consciousness, when you enhance it, you now have an ability to read and write with the code here in this reality, in this virtual game. So you unlock new capabilities. That is your intuition, okay? That's your ability to read. Intention, that's your ability to write data. And your consciousness is the controller, okay? So you're using your consciousness to either write or intention, or you're using your consciousness to read your intuition. You're reading data with your intuition, you're writing data with your intention, okay? And your consciousness is the controller, all right? That's what Highvibe gives you the ability to do. So with Highvibe, you're communicating with source, okay? So that means you're using your mind and intention to interact, right? To read and write code here. So you're interacting with the code of our information-based reality. You have to connect to source to do that. Source is the computer. Okay, and so this might sound a little woo-woo, right? You can use your mind to influence reality, right? Whoa, okay. Well, actually, it's just the placebo effect, right? If individuals get a pill and they're told that it's going to help them get better, even though it's just a sugar pill, the more they take and they have that intention, they actually get better, right? That's the placebo effect. And you're like, ooh, that's a little too woo-woo. Well, we welcome skepticism, okay? So we welcome this. We test empirically through personal experience. So we invite you to come disprove us, okay? Come prove that this is woo-woo, but you're going to find it's real magic, okay? So the point of this, why did I just encourage you to try and test this and prove this yourself? Well, because we're all, as individuals, going to be validating virtual idealism. So I'm trying to introduce this concept now. And so we are encouraging personal experimentation, personally experimenting with your ability to interact with source. Each of us are individuals here in this reality. We're playing a game and we each have this ability once you understand that. And we give you tools for each individual to experience it, okay? So go ahead, get started, get trying. Let's continue on. You need an ethical compass, okay? When we understand that we live in a virtual game, that the placebo effect is real, that our mind does interact with reality, well, we need a new ethical compass, okay? So use this new software to become love, right? So what does that mean? That means being of service, using our tool to find clarity in your life, using our tool to express truthfulness, using our tool to be your fully most authentic self, right? Versus for personal gain. You're not trying to use Highvibe to get more money, or it can help you get more money. In fact, it might, but you have to work on the non-physical first, but you're not using it for personal gain. You're not using it to manipulate individuals. You're not trying to get into other people's thoughts, right? You're not trying to get someone who may not like you to like you. That's not the point of this. You're trying to become the best version of yourself. You have a tool to improve yourself, okay? So that is to become love, and that is improving yourself. Then that allows you to help others, etc. So you need an ethical compass, okay? So that is Highvibe. And when you understand that and you align your intention with positive evolution, you're actually receiving an amplified effect, because your personal intention is aligning with source's evolution, and source as an information system is evolving towards lower entropy, which means becoming love, more harmony, more compassion, more clarity, more communication. So there's a logical understanding to why love is the answer here, and that you have to, with Highvibe, you will only have the benefit when you're working with the positive, okay? So here is the daily practice to raise your vibration, to become your most loving self, to become your best self. You're guided by your higher self. You're connected to source. You're living the best life ever. You're doing what you're here in this virtual game to do, Okay, you need this daily practice loop to do that. And that is the connect, intend, record loop. Okay, we've been working on this for 4 years, and this is the magic sauce. Okay, so you're using this to level up in the game. Connect, intend, record. This loop, you use it every day, you level up. Okay, it's a loop. So there's a micro version of this loop, and that micro version is your daily connection practice to enhance personal consciousness. Okay, that's your 10 to 30 minute session. The macro loop, a daily 24-hour loop to enhance consciousness evolution. So you do your little micro loop, your little meditation practice, and then you have a macro loop that is your full 24-hour day. And that enhances your evolution capability. Okay, and so you're going to use this loop to develop your minimal viable daily practice. Okay, so how you have to use this loop to develop your habit formation, because that's how you actually get the benefit in terms of enhancing your consciousness. Okay, so what is the micro loop? Let's just expand on it a little more. It's the daily personal practice. As I said, it's 10 to 30 minute a session because that's how long the audio files are. This part of the loop is practiced in the non-physical or meditative state of consciousness. Okay, so you're going to connect, right? This loop, the micro loop, you're going to connect in the meditation. In your meditation, you're connecting to source. So you're practicing meditation. You're entering the 0 point, the non-physical, the meditative state. Those words are used. So you're going to get to this place. And then when you're in this place, you're going to intend. You're using your intention. You're going to interact. You're going to prompt, and you're going to communicate with source, with your mind in this non-physical state. And then you're going to record. So recording any insight or experience that occurred during or right after the meditation practice. So if you get some insight that comes through, or maybe you have a visual of some imaginary scene that happens, record that information. Okay. So that is the micro loop. Connect, intend, record, micro loop. That's your practice. And here's the macro loop. This is the daily high vibe lifestyle. This is a 24-hour cycle that allows you to level up your consciousness, level up in the game, and level up here in the physical, right? This isn't for going out of body and learning about, I don't know, non-physical entities. No. This is about becoming a better person here in this physical reality, and then helping this physical reality evolve to a more positive world, right? We are on a mission here. There is an intention. Okay, so connect with the macro loop, connect. This is the daily connection or functional meditation practice. Okay, so the micro loop, yeah, that's you meditating, and then you do a loop there. And then in the macro loop, yeah, it is your meditation, that micro loop. Okay, that's your micro loop, the connect here. And then you're going to intend throughout the day. You're going to have intentional life choices throughout your day. Okay, so every day having an intention to your choices. And then throughout that experience, you're going to have quite a bit of information or insight come through. So you're going to want to record. Okay. So at the end of your day, or I recommend end of day, but at one point you're going to want to record. So that's regularly recording personal experience throughout the day. Yeah, sure. There's going to be things that'll come and you've got to get it down now. So go ahead and do that whenever it works outside of your meditation. You could record every hour if you want to. Every experience you add, this is adding to our empirical database. So what does that mean? We're empirically trying to validate virtual idealism. It's a user-validated, decentralized theology. So every experience you have, every time you have something synchronized, or every time your mind is clearly interacting, your consciousness is clearly interacting with source, with our virtual reality, you want to record that because that adds to our empirical database. And also just by doing this, you're actually evolving yourself. Cool, science is cool, data is cool, but you're actually contributing to the collective evolution every day with this daily high vibe lifestyle practice, okay? This cycle, this loop. So let's dive a little deeper into each part of the loop, okay? Connect, intend, record. You understand the micro, the macro view. Now let's get into what they actually mean. Each connect, intend, record, okay? So connect. How to practice functional meditation. As I said, it is your practice of functional meditation. On the both loops, connection is the functional meditation. Okay, so you're connecting to source, and the files are called connect. Okay, so to do this properly, you need an environment that is comfortable, where you can have a comfortable posture, somewhere where you can practice for 10 to 30 minutes. You're not going to have a lot of noise. You're not going to have people walking around, although I've done this with both and it works. Because you're using headphones. So yeah, you're going to want to use headphones. Okay. So set up your environment. Very important. That's your set. And then you're going to want to, once you push play, you have your environment, you have your headphones in, you're ready to meditate and practice. You're going to push play on the connect audio file. And you're going to start practicing a simple mindfulness technique, okay? A simple breathing technique. That's like this. In through the nose, out through the mouth or the nose. I actually like to breathe through both. So practicing a basic functional meditation, you're in a good comfy position. If the sound technology is playing, you're hearing it, it's in the background. You're going to learn to tap into the sound, okay? So that's like falling into the sound. Some other meditation techniques are all about, visualizing or breath work techniques. No, this is just a simple breathing technique, and you're learning how to listen, to tune in, to tap into the sound technology. And once you do that, you're entering the 0 point state, okay? That is the non-physical. That is the meditative state of consciousness. And this is where you're going to practice functionality. So, like I said, this isn't just some calm practice to calm. No, functional meditation is designed for actual functionality, okay? So in the meditative state, you're going to learn how to do this. You're going to get the function in functional meditation, okay? This is what to do in the meditative state, okay? When you're practicing functionality, that is asking for information, visualizing things going your way or visualizing locations, sensing information, sensing feelings, sensing more clarity. Healing. You can heal your physical vessel. You can heal other people's physical vessels in the functional state of meditation. And you can clarify data. You can clarify information, request for more insight, more awareness. So it's like prompting. It's how to prompt with source and your higher self. There's a lot more to learn here, and we'll share that in more videos. But this is the function and functional meditation. This is the juice. This is learning how to use your consciousness. This is how to use your consciousness to enhance your life, right? Okay, so functional meditation. It sounds really simple. It is really simple. That's why we use the sound technology. But here's some troubleshooting in case it's not working, all right? If you're feeling restless, shorten your meditation. Yesterday, I could only do 4 minutes. That was it. I had too much on my mind. I had to keep going, okay? If you're feeling sleepy, either sit upright so you can actually do it, or use that 30 minutes like I sometimes do to rest. I'll put on the 30-minute connection file, and I'll actually just doze off and end up napping for like 10 or 15 minutes, which is beautiful. And if you have a running mind, a little different than restless body, but if you're having a running mind, just try listening to the audio. So yesterday I did the 4 minutes because my body had to keep moving, and then I just kept the audio file going. So I just listened to it while I was walking. So just try listening. If your mind's running, you're getting all these intrusive thoughts and stuff, just try listening to the audio. So you have a little bit of troubleshooting. You understand that you need an environment. You understand the basic technique. And now you know how to get function out of your functional meditation. You have to understand what happens over time and why are you doing all this practice? Well, with over time, the daily practice of functional meditation, connecting to source, it activates your intuitive mind and harmonizes both hemispheres. So we're all trained with basically just our left brain, how to be logical. But with this electrical stimulus, with the practice of functional meditation, you're bringing back your intuitive mind online. That's where all this information starts coming through. And then you're harmonizing both hemispheres, okay? So that's your left, your logical mind, and your right, your creative mind, okay? And so by balancing both your logical and intuitive mind functions, so your creative and your logic, you're allowing you're allowing yourself, or you're enabling yourself to both understand and experience our virtual reality on a higher level, okay? So you have both proper functions balanced. You're both able to be logical and intuitive. Yeah, so you see and feel the world on a higher level of awareness, okay? That's enhanced consciousness, and that's why you use Highvibe. Okay, so that's the connect part of the loop. Okay, let's go a little deeper onto intend, okay, focusing your consciousness. In the micro loop, intending during your meditation. On the macro loop, intending throughout your day, okay? So throughout the day, live intentionally. Start with one clear, specific aim, intention, aligned with your daily connection practice. So if you're watching this, you're likely new to Highvibe, so you're going to practice your connection, and then you're going to have an aim with your intention throughout your day, right? And in your practice. So in your practice, you're prompting source. You're using your intent to communicate plus validate your connection to source in our virtual reality. So you're meditating, you're prompting like an AI, you're talking to source, you're communicating, you're getting responses, right? We're challenging you to validate that you can do it, because you can do it. And to prove that, treat it like an experiment. Okay, so start with one aligned action and intent. Like I was saying, here are some examples. To know more, you're going to go intend to know more information on a subject. Here's healing. You're going to intend to heal a situation. You're going to intend to get information on how to heal your gut or how to heal an ailment. You're going to intend that you're going to be healthier by the end of the day. All right. Or evolve, right? You're going to intend that you're going to get information to help you get over something emotionally. You're going to intend to get information or insight or guidance on where to find your next job or what choice you should make. You got A and B choices coming up, or maybe you have 5 choices you can make at once. You don't know which one to go with. You're going to request information for your own personal evolution, because you can actually access your higher self. You can communicate with your higher self and with source, and they both know where you should be going for the collective evolution and for your own personal evolution. Okay, so experiment. Treat it like an experiment. And throughout this experiment, you sort of need some ethics to help you make progress, right? If you're trying to use this to manipulate or make negative choices, you're going to run into some issues and you're actually going to trip yourself. So you need some ethics. You've got to write lightly and ethically, right? In service, not in control. You're here to be of service to source, to the system, not to control the system. So allow for source to respond over time. Don't be upset if you're not getting it right away. This is a life practice. This is a daily practice through your whole life, daily, and then your whole life is one practice. So allow for what should occur to occur. And then contribute with your intentions. So you're a powerful consciousness. You're an individuated unit of consciousness. You're an avatar here in this reality. You're here for a purpose. So you're intending throughout your life, you're going to have these experiences. Now, contribute to our empirical database. You got our tool. You're having this really cool life. You're living with intention. Come share your experiences. So if anything is interesting, you have any kind of supernatural or divine or synchronistic experience or any insight that just comes through and you're like, whoa, now things make sense. Wow, I see things in such a higher clarity. Well, record it. So that closes this loop, okay? And if you need help applying your intention in reality, you can join Play Plus, where I'll help you applying your intention, the connect, record loop, all of Highvibe to both your personal and professional life. So you can find that just below on the start on our website. You can find that below. So record. So you've learned the connect. You've learned how to intend. Now let's learn the record. What is that? Well, this is a key piece of the loop. Okay. This is your journal and personal data system. So to record, you're going to need to use whatever is frictionless. I like to use a journal. I like to use Google Docs. Sometimes I'll use my phone notes, even a voice memo, and sometimes I'll take photos of a whiteboard or an index card, etc. I just like to keep all my information of anything I'm working on in terms of my consciousness or my personal journey. So I record data, and this completes the loop, right? Like I was saying, it completes the loop. The connect, intend, record loop, and this completing the loop is what allows you to train your intuition and intention through feedback. So over time, you get information that allows you to actually get better at being intuitive and get better at being intentional in reality. Okay. And then it also allows you to see trends. So recording turns subtle experiences into visible data you can act on. So over weeks, you'll see patterns, and over months and years, you'll build a personal empirical data set and a record of your evolution. So I like to look back sometimes like 2 or 3 years in my journal, and I'm like, oh my God, how much have I evolved? I've evolved like 10 times in terms of my awareness, the words I use. Good God, it's fun to go back though to see where you are. But yeah, wow, it's really important to record. So yeah, what do you want to record? Well, your daily intention alignment. Okay, so if I'm intending that I'm going to figure out how to make our product, or I'm going to find the right person to join our team member, I'm going to write that in my journal or somewhere. I'm going to state it. I'm recording it because then that allows me to know what I was working on that day. So then after I do my functional meditation practice, I'm probably going to have some thoughts come through that are connected to my intention. So I'm going to record those. And then as I'm going about my day, like hours later after I meditate, I'll probably get some spontaneous downloads and insights coming through. Like I said, your intuitive mind just comes online, just going to start getting like a lot of information coming through. to try and help you evolve, because now you're tapping into this system that source is here to evolve with you. There's an actual system that you can tap into, and you're doing that with Highvibe. So you're going to get a lot of information to try and help you. So you want to make sure you're recording that. And then at the end of the day, I like to do a personal data dump. So it's like a computer builds up all this information. You kind of want to offload that at the end of the day so that tomorrow the computer works better, or that, it's not building up all this junk. So you offload all the thoughts. It's not junk, but you know what I'm saying. You're going to offload so that the next day you're clear. And so why recording matters? Well, pattern recognition. You're going to see patterns. It closes the feedback loop, right? Like I said, this is where you get the feedback to train your consciousness. And it makes the non-physical growth, your consciousness growth, made physical. So if you go to the gym and you're working out your muscles, that's in the physical, you'll see your muscles grow, right? But with Highvibe, you're using a gym for your consciousness. This is a training system for your consciousness. So you're not actually going to see your mental body or your emotional body evolve. So you want to record it on paper. And then when you go back, that's where you start to see your muscles grow. So you want to record so that you can see your consciousness muscle grow. And again, all of your contributions, you can keep this to yourself. When the app comes out, it'll all be harmonized into one system, but you're adding to our empirical database that helps us validate this new theology, this decentralized theology, which, the point of all this is to get humanity collectively to a point where we're harmonized and we're becoming love together. And we have new consciousness technology. We've got new technology here. So there's a purpose to this. So every time you record, you're contributing to a better world. Okay, so better world sounds awesome. How do we get there? Well, how do you play the game? Okay, so it's up to the individual. Like, I'm giving you tools, but it's up to you to press play. It's up to you, okay? And what's the point of being in this game? Well, it's lowering personal entropy, okay? That's how you play this game. That's the new perspective, right? So playing the game. Highvibe is a tool to help you in your daily personal practice to make better choices. We're trying to help you by enhancing your consciousness to enhance your ability to make better choices, okay? So that's playing the game. Highvibe is a tool to better play the game. Signs of progress. Signs Highvibe is helping you with your progress, okay? You're finding you have smoother decisions in life, kinder reactions to yourself and others, because you want to be kind to yourself and to other people, and actually you have to be kind to yourself first before you can be kind to others. So you find yourself having kinder reactions. You're not upset at yourself over little things. Fewer missteps. Right? What does that mean? Well, it feels like every choice, everywhere we're going, there's always everything's working out for you. You're getting more synchronistic numbers in your life. Donna, she'll see 111, 333, 444 all the time, 777. She's like, whoa, this is clearly something's happening. And then I'll look at my phone and I'll always see 111 or all these angel numbers on my phone. And I don't give too much meaning to them other than like, oh, I'm connected to source. This is good. Yay. Playful finds. I've found daggers sometimes just in the bay where I meditate, and it's aligned with what I'm working on. Donna will find dimes everywhere. So you'll start finding these playful finds, right? That are just reminding you you're connected to source, and you can record all this information. And then also felt guidance. So what is felt guidance? Well, it feels like you're getting guidance from your higher self, from source. There's something guiding you. Everything's working out. You know you're going where you're supposed to be going. It feels like there is guidance happening, because that's what Highvibe does. It brings on your intuitive mind, connects you to source, and then all of higher guidance you actually are receiving. So but one thing to note is don't attach. Okay, don't attach too much to anything material. Okay, so keep your intention light and ethical. You're not trying to get a new Mercedes. You're trying to grow up and to become kinder. So let the system respond to you. If you're manifesting money and it's not working, well, maybe you're trying to do the wrong thing, right? You want to grow up. You want to become kinder. You want to learn how to have better relationships with people. And then you'll find, oh, there's a new career opportunity that is 10x more money than I was making. That's how this works. Don't attach to anything. Like, be light, be ethical. And if it's not working, if Highvibe isn't working for you, well, if you're restless and nothing happened in your meditation or like over a few weeks, well, try shortening your practice so it's not taking too much of your time. Reaffirm your personal intention that this is working, and that you will evolve. You got to stay positive, right? Everything's in your head. We're just giving you a tool, but it still comes down to your own personal consciousness, your own intention. And Log any experience anyway. If it isn't working, let us know. Log this, record that didn't work, right? See what happened. Record, oh, I didn't like the audio file. Let us know. And just remember, this is a practice. So you got to keep training. Okay. So even if you're new to biking, right? You say, oh, I can't bike. Biking doesn't work for me. Well, actually, you just got to put on the training wheels and you got to bike a few more times. Then you got to remove the training wheels and you got to get comfortable on the bike. And it's just a process. So yeah, if it's not working, keep trying. Remember, you got to keep training. This is a practice. And a mindset to help with this, reframe setbacks or what seems like a loss as practice reps and opportunities for growth, right? It's just you're learning, you're playing. This is a play. This is a practice. You're practicing playing. That's how you play the game here with Highvibe. It's a tool to better play the game. All right. So a sovereign practice. Highvibe is a sovereign practice. This is really important to note, right? We're trying to build this new tool. We're giving you a new tool. We're helping you enhance your consciousness. We're kind of saying these things that are really cool. Like you can use your mind to improve your life, but it's really about your experience, okay, and your truth. So your experience equals your truth. You have to go validate and prove this to yourself, right? It's cool. I'll tell you all this stuff, but now go do it on your own, okay? So your experience is your truth. This is a sovereign practice. At Highvibe, we are not a guru. We're not giving you answers. I'm not going to be a psychic and tell you an answer. No, that's not what we're doing. Rather, we're giving you a tool and a space for you to test and verify your own ability to connect to source and interact with our reality, ultimately evolving your consciousness towards love, right? We're not a guru. We're going to give you the tool in the environment and we're going to set you on your path. All right. So Highvibe, it's open source, right? We have a respect for diverse worldviews. Whether you're a Christian, you're a Hindu, or an atheist, you're welcome here to experiment and play in our game. This is a flexible open source practice and understanding. It's not here to give you any rules. It's open source. It's fun. And so remember, keep an explorer's mindset, right? Honesty with yourself. Be honest with yourself here. Don't try and hide from yourself. Just be honest with yourself while you're recording. You can keep it to yourself, but just be honest with yourself. Have curiosity over dogma. What's dogma? That's rules, structures, things that got to be this way. If your curiosity, if you're curious and you're asking questions and you're getting answers like, no, you can't ask that, it's probably dogma. So you want to stay curious, right? And just keep open-minded skepticism. Stay open-minded, like, yeah, maybe, and stay skeptical. Could be. Do you want to explore? You want to validate this on your own. This is your own experience. This is your truth. We're not trying to tell you how the world works. You're trying to figure out how the world works on your own. And then from there, you can improve your own world. And that's the only way any of us can make any difference here in this world, really, is take care of ourselves. Then we can take care of others. And then we can take care of this environment. All right. So commit to a practice, right? So let your personal experience and intuition lead. This is your own experience. This is your own truth. Let your internal guidance system guide you here. We're just giving you a tool and an environment, but it's up to your intuition and your own guidance to get to where you're going. You are a sovereign individual. We are not telling you the answer. We are giving you the tools to find your own answers. Okay, so let's start playing the game, right? I think you got enough. You got a practice, you got the toolkit, you got some new mental software update. Now you need some experiments and quests. You need to get going on your own, right? So like we were mentioning the explorer's mindset. You're starting a new practice and experiment. Intend for success, okay? Intend for success. This is going to work. Highvibe will work for you wherever you're going. All right, so start your experiment, okay? So keep it playful, keep it positive and empirical. Validate it for yourself. Keep it positive, know you can do it, and keep it playful. Have some fun. Make sure you're laughing, high five and hug and dance some people while you're doing this. And then come share your story with us. Come share your story with our community because we want to hear about your growth. We want to hear about your evolution. We want to hear how Highvibe helped you enhance your consciousness, how Highvibe helped you become love, okay? So start playing the game, right? I invite you after this video to start your personal practice today. Okay, so you're going to sign up. You're going to get access to the toolkit. You're going to set the toolkit up. You got the toolkit set up. You're going to start a basic connect program. Okay, I'm going to give you a path forward right here. So you're going to get the audio files. You're going to try the 10-minute connection to source. You're going to get your headphones. You're going to put them in. You're going to do a basic mindfulness breathing technique. And then you're going to, in your meditation, have one intention. Just try requesting for more information on something, okay? Start with that. See what information comes through. Have a specific subject in your mind, not too specific, but just intend that in your connection. Write that intention down after your meditation or before your meditation, and then hold that intention throughout the day and with your choices. So after your meditation, you still have that intention held, like I will know more information on this. And then record your experience at the end of the day, or if you have any insight throughout the day, record that. Repeat that loop daily. Okay, you're going to do that every day. That's a basic connect program. Connect, intend, record. Connect, intend, record. You're going to repeat that daily or almost every day. And then you're going to review your progress after a few weeks. And you're going to notice, wow, there is stuff happening here, okay? And you're going to come share your results with us. That is a basic Connect program. So I gave you a little simple intention there, but you might want some more. Okay, so try these tools to better play the game, okay? So I gave you one intention, right? You understand the connect, intend, record loop, right? So here's a little further detail, and we'll have more videos on this later, and you can also join Highvibe Play and Play Plus if you need more help. But here's a basic intuition training quest that you can add into your Connect program, into your daily loop, okay? So in your meditation, you're going to try asking for, like I said, more awareness on a subject. What is the subject? Okay, you need more awareness on where you should go in life. Okay, so you're going to ask in your meditation. You're going to intend throughout your day that you are going to get more information on where you should go in your life. And you're going to record all your experience, and you're going to treat it like a light practice. You're going to do it every day. You're going to do the practice of functional meditation. You're going to have your intention, and you're going to record. And you're going to see what happens, and you're going to share the results. Okay, that's your initial intuition training quest if you'd like that. Now here's an intention training quest. Okay. So in your meditation, you're going to focus your intention on influencing probabilities. Okay, so let's say you need to get into a program, or you're trying to apply to something and you know it's where you want to go and you think it's going to be right. You're going to, in your meditation, breathe, and you're going to intend to see yourself there. You're going to visualize yourself in this setting you're trying to get into. You're going to see yourself having this job you want. You really want this job. You're going to focus your intention on getting it. You're going to focus your intention. You're going to feel your emotions. You're going to see in your mind's eye, in your imagination, you at that place, how happy you are at that place. So there's a basic intention training quest. And here's a simple healing quest. Okay, so in the meditative state, visualize your avatar healing. So you're going to get into the meditative state. And then in your mind, you're going to see a 3D avatar. You're going to visualize, imagine a 3D avatar character. And you're going to state, for example, this is me. I'm healing myself. This is Brett Wilson. And then I say I have a sore back. I'm going to visualize with a white healing light band at the back. I'm going to just see there, like zoom in there, like it's a computer, and see the white band going over the sore spot. And then I'm going to go back into the meditation. I'm going to visualize my avatar, and then I'm going to fill it up with white light, like an egg over my body meditating. And then I'm going to go to the specific area, and I'm going to visualize white light there. And then I'm going to intend throughout the day, like I am healing. I'm going to heal. I'm getting better. And if you need information on that, you're like, I'm going to figure out how I can heal better. And then that's it. You're going to add that into your connect, intend, record loop. So you have an intuition training. Ask for information. You have an intention training. Try focusing your intention on influencing probabilities. That can even be during the day, like, oh, maybe you're intending you're going to find a parking spot, or you're intending there's going to be a sale on it, the food, or you're intending maybe you'll even find like a loony or toonie on the ground. Whatever, that's your intention training. You're influencing probabilities and simple healing quest. Okay, so that's entering the meditative state and visualizing healing your avatar, or you can actually visualize other individuals' avatars, kind of state that it's them and that you're doing a healing on them. All right. And so that is Highvibe. That's how to enhance your consciousness with Highvibe. This is a very basic overview, but I think it's enough to get you started. You can sign up on our website, join Highvibe Play for free. We are building a community space on the Consciousness Hub, so come join us. Weekly live sessions, group vibes, shared experiments. We're here to play, right? We're here to play and validate and prove ourselves that we can interact with Source, that we're in a virtual game. And the point of it is to become love, right? We're trying to prove that. So come press play, start Highvibe. It's up to you. I've given you the tools, how to enhance your life. It's like, do you want to enhance or not? Sound tech's free, program's free. If you need some help, there's Play Plus for $99. I'll give you a one-on-one onboarding. You'll get some member-only workshops as we grow our user base, and you'll get founding member status in our app when it comes out. So please join that if you'd like me to help you one-on-one, and then be a part of our cool Play Plus group. And yeah, our promise is more focus, signal, and flow using our daily functional meditation practice. Who would not want that in their life right now? So come start today. Join Play for free. Join Play Plus. There's a Stripe link down below. Sending love. Thanks for watching.